welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Saxe. This March 6, 2022. Let's take a deep breath together. Breathe in and exhale. And inhale some more. Exhale. Calming the mind and body. Letting whatever thoughts are in our head, just let them pass through. Endeavoring not to be attached to any particular one. As we breathe deeply, our heart rate slow just a bit. We're more aware of tension in the body and the mind, perhaps even in our hearts. We just let it be. We let whatever rise up through and out of us. We continue to breathe deeply, affirming that life is breath and breath is life. And each breath animates this body. The spiritual breath, the physical breath. And every single cell of our body is nurtured, is fed. And as we affirm life with a capital L, our spirits, our souls are fed. We know that we have come together this morning for a very special experience. And so we allow ourselves to drop down into our heart space and prepare to discover more of who and what we are. To discover what may be next for us. To discover how to heal a little bit more deeply. And so we give thanks for this community, for the opportunity to be together. One body, one mind, one heart. One love, not just with those who are seated here in the room with me, but those who are joining us remotely. We are one spiritual family, supporting each other in a journey of discovery. So we continue to breathe. Continue to relax. Continue to be one. To be one. Continue to relax. And let go. And let God. And by letting God, we embrace ourselves as unique expressions. Unique expressions of the divine. So let's breathe in one more time. Exhale. And now we are ready to sing our centering song, Spirit's Prayer.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore. Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore.
This is a reading from Gifts from A Course in Miracles, The Conditions of Peace. Peace is inevitable to those who offer peace. Peace is an attribute in you. You cannot find it outside. When the wish for peace is genuine, the means for finding it is given in a form each mind that seeks for it in honesty can understand. Whatever form the lesson takes is planned for him in such a way that he cannot mistake it, if his asking is sincere. But if he asks without sincerity, there is no form in which the lesson will meet with acceptance and be truly learned. Quote, I want the peace of God, unquote. To say these words is nothing, but to mean these words is everything. The mind, which means that all it wants is peace, must join with other minds, for that is how peace is obtained. The only way to have peace is to teach peace. Do you not think the world needs peace as much as you do? Do you not want to give it to the world as much as you want to receive it? For unless you do, you will not receive it. When you have accepted your mission to extend peace, you will find peace. For by making it manifest, you will see it. Remember that you came to bring the peace of God into the world.
Good morning. Good morning. Our inspiration moment this morning is from The Secrets of the Age by Robert Collier, and the word is heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Heaven is not some faraway state, the reward of years of tribulation here. Heaven is right here, here and now. When Christ said that heaven was within us, he meant just what he said, that the power for happiness, for good, for everything we need of life is within each one of us. That most of all fail to realize this heaven, that many are sick and suffering, that more are ground down by poverty and worry, is no fault of his. He gave us the power to overcome all evils. He stands ready and waiting to help us use it. If we fail to find the way, the fault is ours. To enjoy the heaven that is within us, to begin here and now to live the eternal life, takes only a fuller understanding of the power that is within us. Even now, with the limited knowledge at our command, we can control circumstances to the point of making the world within an expression of our own world. Making the world without an expression of our own world within, where the real thoughts, the real power resides. Through the world within, we can find the solution to every problem, the cause for every effect. Discover it, and all power, all possession is within your control. Please repeat with me 3 times the affirmation. I have the power to live my best life ever, for the kingdom of heaven is within me. I have the power to live my best life ever, for the kingdom of heaven is within me. I have the power to live my best life ever, for the kingdom of heaven is within me.
This song is called To Live in Love by Gungar. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. When I'm at the end and the last of time is spent, what will I see of the breath and memory? How will you remember me? Build castles in the sky with the accolades I've tried to gain and prove my worth, make my mark upon the earth. It's a symphony unheard. Oh, but to live in love all of my life in love. Better love lived a day than 100 years of fame. 'Cause power is a drug that will eat the soul away. But an open heart remains. Oh, but to live Savor all the light. How many times will your hand be held in mine? How many times will I tuck her in at night? How many skies to savor all the light? Savor all the light. Savor all the light.
Kadena Cox is a British athlete, and in 2014, she had a stroke and was subsequently diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And her mother was with her in one of her consultations with the doctor afterwards, and she wanted to know if she could get back to running. Will I ever run again? And the doctor said, yeah, I think there's an opportunity for that if you work really, really hard. And so she was training one day and met a young woman who was trying to transition from swimming to cycling. And the young woman told her that I can hook you up with the person who is the coach for the cycling team if you would like. Kadena was having trouble running, and when she would run, she would lose her balance and fall often. And so she thought perhaps she would try cycling. She said that in an interview, that when the doctor told her that she could possibly run again with some hard work, that she had a decision to make. Is this what I want to do? Do I still want to run? She knew that she still wanted to be an athlete. She knew that she didn't want to leave that life. But she needed to figure out what was going on. She needed to figure out what was for her next. What was next for her? She went and took a test with the cycling coach to see what her capacity for cycling was. Was she born for this kind of sport? Could she possibly be very good at it? And the person who did the testing told the coach, you need to sign her up now. And Kadena said she decided in about 48 hours that she was going to go for it, that she was just going to go for it. And within a year of starting training, she won a world championship. And it's not that multiple sclerosis has gone into remission for her. It has not. She suffers with it every single day. She has muscle spasms. She has neuropathy in her hand, in one hand. And so there are times when she can't tell if she has something hot in her hand, whether or not she's being burned. So she has all kinds of physical issues, but she has decided she's an athlete, and not only has she now won 5 world championships, she has won 6 Paralympic gold medals, 6 Paralympic medals, one of which is a gold, and she's won them in both sports, running and in cycling. I was particularly interested when she said that she decided in 48 hours that she was going to go for it. She said if I had thought any longer, I probably would have decided not to do anything. And I would have spiraled down into negativity. So she said, I couldn't think but so long about that. And she went for it. 5 world championships. Her first world championship she won in a year from starting training. Just phenomenal. After a stroke and being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And then 6 medals at the Paralympics in 2 sports. 2 sports. You know, there's this space between idea and decision. This space where, like Kadena said, we can spiral down and we can let our subconscious and our conscious minds tell us all the reasons why we shouldn't, couldn't, or wouldn't do something. Or we can just go for it. Sometimes we need to stop thinking. We need to let go of the rational mind. We need to stop calculating, researching, looking for something outside of us to tell us what we should do. And just trust that there's something within us that knows what the right answer is. Often we can talk ourselves out of something that's for us. We know that whatever's before us, whatever is in our path, is for us. But we can decide if we want to circumvent that and do something else, or if we want to say yes to whatever's coming down the pike. But we've got that space, and we can decide if that's a little space or if it's a big space, or if we live in that space eternally between idea and decision. And we can wallow in all of the thoughts and all of the stuff and all the minutia and all the reasons why not, all the reasons why you can't do it now, that maybe I should wait later. What if she had sat on it for a year or 2? That might have made a difference, given the multiple sclerosis, in her ability to perform later. Maybe her body would have gotten to a point of no return, or it would have been far harder for her to get where she is now because we delayed, because we thought too long, because we procrastinated. So this space here is that place of reckoning where we calculate who and what we are, because she had to decide, who am I now and what am I capable of? She knew she got to decide that. 48 hours is not a long time. Not with a diagnosis like that. Not after a stroke. She's young. She was in her 20s when she made that decision. So that place of reckoning can be a sacred space. And healing in that decision, because it is a healing when you decide that there is something next for you. And it's not what you've been handed the way you've been handed it. She could have decided, this is going to be way too much work for me, and I'm just going to try to manage this disease. But she decided on something else. So there had to be something in her who decided, I have something within me to do this, and I'm going to find out what it is. She probably didn't know what that was. I don't know how hard she had to train. But I can imagine to go from, even if you're in reasonably good shape, to winning a world championship, that you were training for hours every single day without fail. Without fail. So to do that with a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis is even more difficult. She sees a psychiatrist regularly to help her with her thoughts, her thought patterns, all the things within her mind that keep telling her why she can't do it. And she battles with that every day. Every day she has to decide when she gets up, am I still this athlete who performs and performs at high levels? And she has to get her mind in the place so that her body can do what her mind decides. The body follows the mind. Body follows the mind. A gold medalist. And she decided she wanted that. She said she had a conversation with her grandfather, who was in the hospital at the time, before the Tokyo Olympics, Paralympics. And he said, go get the gold. Not just compete, go get the gold. And she brought it home. So what's possible? What's possible? We get to decide in this place of reckoning what is possible in that space. And it can be a short conversation. It can be 1 hour, 10 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, 48 months. It can be 48 years or never. When are we going to decide? When are you going to decide? That was next level living on steroids. So how many of us, when we started, I started talking about next level living last year, the end of last year. And ask yourself, have you decided what that is? Here we are, beginning of March. Are you still thinking about it? Is it only something you think about when you come here on Sundays and I mention it again? Or have you jumped in? Did you find something, decide on it, and start? Or are you still in that place of reckoning? Or are you still in that place of, oh, I kind of think of it, I don't think of it, oh, it's not that important, I don't care. And it's okay to be there, but know that you've made a decision for your life. Because in this spot, this sacred space of reckoning, you and Spirit are probably having a conversation. The conscious, the subconscious, you're getting fed information from the higher self, the divine part of you, that is always reminding you how magnificent you are. And then we have the subconscious and the conscious that try to talk us out of it, because it always wants safety. And as we've discussed before, going to next level isn't safe, because we don't know what that is. And we don't know what it looks like. And we don't know what it's going to require of us. And part of us knows that and says, don't go. Let's figure it out first. Let's figure it out first. But the conscious and the subconscious can't help you with what the divine mind of you knows. You got to go in the other direction. The divine. Let the divine take over and let the conscious and the subconscious rest and say, I've got this. I've got this. So we surrender to the divine in us and say, I'll figure it out with each step. I'll figure it out with each step. And actually, you don't even have to figure it out. You just have to hear the step, be quiet enough on a daily basis that you know what the step is, you're discerning it from what you're hearing, whatever messages you're getting, in whatever way you get it, because the universe always speaks to us in ways we can understand. The problem is we're not always listening. And the problem is we don't always heed when we listen. We hear it and we say, oh, okay, that's nice. Or crap, I don't think I want to do that. Or the jury's still out, and I'll consider it. I'll decide if my divine self really knows what's best. Because we've relied on the conscious and subconscious all this time. So what are you going to surrender to in that place of reckoning? In the times when I have thought less and trusted more, I was always propelled to next level. Always. And always supported, divinely supported, in a way that I could not have called. Always divinely supported. Because as soon as you engage with the divine in you and say yes, all your answers start to come. All the steps start to show up. All the resources start to come to you. Whether it's people, money, ideas, processes, no matter what it is, they start to flood to you. The place of reckoning. We often get confused and we don't like that place. Because it feels like a place of conflict, but if we surrender to it and we embrace it and we allow that time to be more quiet and to discern, then we can get there. I think the answers are always instantaneous. It's just, we're just mulling around whether or not we're going to do it. The universe never fails to answer. Never fails to answer. And often we know, we just hesitate. Let me think about it first. I don't know how to do that. I'm not sure. I kind of think Nike was right. Just do it. Just do it. Just do something. Do something. You know, Nike has that swish symbol. Because in the swish, there's no time to think. You just go. You just go. Just go. There's no time. It's like in a race. When athletes are getting ready to run a race and that gun goes off, you don't think, you move. And you just go. And you run till you get to the finish line. And you give your all until you get to that finish line and you can stop running. They're not thinking along the way. Maybe I should quit. This is hard. I'm scared. What if somebody's coming up behind me? They just go. They just go. There's so much to be gained by just doing it and not thinking. Sometimes we need to turn the brain off. Turn the brain off. Go into silence. Welcome the answer. No questions. No questions. Say, give me the next step. What's my next step? And then go. Hear it and go. Hear it and go. Hear it and go. I've gotten myself in trouble more often than not by thinking too much. Thinking too much. Thinking I know the answer. Stop thinking. Know that you are divinely supported, that you have everything within you. How many times do I say that to you? That you have everything within you to do what you are called to do. Everything within you to do everything you are called to do. No exceptions. No exceptions. And so the next time you hear, maybe you need to say that to yourself. I have everything I need to do this thing right here in front of me. Everything I need. I have everything I need. In fact, you need it not because you have it. You only need what you don't have. There's nothing you need. We have been given it all. Jan read that to us. And if you don't know how to execute something, you ask. Ask and it shall be received. Give thanks for it as you are affirming that you have it. Thank you for giving me everything I need to know about this next step. Thank you for giving me the courage to do what I need to do. And then step boldly forward. Stop thinking, just do it. Just do it. Let's take this in a meditation. Let's breathe deeply. So with this next level living, and whatever has chosen you for this year, where are you in the process? Are you still reckoning, deciding, calculating, thinking, bargaining, promising? Trying to find 100 ways out of it? Trying to decide if there's something else you could do that's easier? Are you still doubting, questioning who you are, questioning how strong you are, how brave you are? Or do you really, really know who and what you are, and that you are divinely supported? And you're in the mix right now. You're just doing it. And discovering your magnificence in the process. For the universe, Spirit, the Creator, the love that you are, is always leading you to discover how magnificent you are and how you can expand that magnificence. So what were you called to do in 2022? Will you stop running? Will you stop doubting? And will you just step forward boldly, powerfully, confidently, gracefully, gratefully. You get to decide. You get to decide. So we breathe into infinite possibilities. We breathe into magnificence. We breathe into the opportunity to heal every doubt you've ever had, every fear that you've ever had. We are healing every toxic thing you've ever said about yourself. We're healing every time you have kicked yourself. Every time you have hesitated and gone in the other direction. We breathe into a healing in this moment. And we say yes and thank you to those infinite possibilities. We say yes and thank you for the ability to create a life perhaps we've always dreamt of. We say yes and thank you to magnificence. And to expansive expression of our divinity. And the opportunity to heal this world by healing ourselves. We heal the world as we heal ourselves. And so it is. And so it shall be. Amen. And so in this moment, we lift the names of those for whom we want to pray. For the Bristol family. For Damaris. For Andrew, Luciana, and Blake. For Stacy and Marquise. For PJ and Melinda.
For Monty's family, for David Brown. For Dustin.
For all those in Ukraine and Russia. And for all areas of conflict in this world where there is violence, aggression, strife. For for all of these beloved souls, and for all those we haven't named, for all sentient beings, and for this planet Earth on which we live. We know that there is healing, love, abundance, joy, unity, harmony, enough for all of us. And so we stand here holding the high watch, affirming the highest and best for each one, each being. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. And so we know that we are also given all things in order to thrive. And we now affirm just that in our celebration of giving. Let's recite together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all the good that I am and have, and all the good that I give and receive. And so it is.
This one's called By Our Love. So the last one was To Live in Love. I chose songs about love because that's what's needed in the world right now, is to be in love. Not negativity, not judgment, but just love. And I'm saying that to myself. Brothers, let us come together, walking in the Spirit. There's much to be done. We will come reaching out from our comforts, and they will know us by our love. Sisters, we were made for kindness. We can pierce the darkness as love shines through us. We will come reaching out from our comforts, and they will know us by our love. The time is now. Come, souls, arise. See with God's eyes, love with God's hands. We will go reaching, let it never leave you, and they will know us by our love. Children, you are hope for justice. Stand firm in the truth now. Set your hearts above. You will be reaching long after we're gone, and they will know you by your love. The time is now. Come, souls, arise. Love with God's hands.
Let's bless our offering. We give thanks for the abundance that is this center, for all of the love that is given here, all of the financial support that is given here that allows us to do the work that we are called to do. And so we say yes and thank you to continued prosperity, so we can continue to spread a message of love, peace, joy, and prosperity. Amen. Our first slide. So next Saturday, March 12th, Liz Michael will be here. She's got quite the resume. You do not want to miss this. 7 p.m. Come for our second Saturday concert. It actually is going to be our last concert. So let's come and be together and have a good time. We're going to have concerts in the future, but we probably will do some like on Sunday afternoons after service, after we have a meal together, something like that. So Liz Michael is just wonderful. You can go on Eventbrite. There's some links there so you can see what she's capable of. She's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So come join us next Saturday, 7 p.m. Next. So Membership Sunday is March 20. That's the third Saturday. We're going to be doing that quarterly. So please text or email me if you would like to become a voting member of this community. And can I have the next slide? So voting members do have some rights that you would not have if you are not a voting member. You can vote at any membership meeting at which the member is present, in person or remotely, or by absentee ballot as provided for in the bylaws. You can vote for nominees to the Board of Trustees. You can nominate and vote for members and an alternate to serve on a nominating team when we get to that. We have enough people to get to do that. You can call a special membership meeting when the affairs of the center warrant such an action. Next. You can vote for the removal of any trustee. You can vote on any matters officially presented to the membership. You can offer suggestions to the minister, the elected board, as may seem advisable for the good of the ministry. Actually, anyone can do that. We always want to hear your suggestions. And you can inspect the minutes, the income and expense statements and balance sheets here at the center that are in our office. Actually, anyone can do that too. We're an open book here, so if anybody would like to see the financials, I've been putting some of it in the newsletter, and the financials are also up on the bulletin board here at the center. So please let me know if you would. You could also just let me know when you're here on Sunday if you would like to be a voting member, and we'll do that on March 20. And I also want to say thank you to Paul Howard, who's been putting in some time learning how to do the AV system and how to work the slides and all that other good stuff to support this ministry. So thank you, Paul. You've been putting in quite a bit of time. So I appreciate you, and thank you, Quentin, for doing the training. Absolutely. And now our mission and vision.
Okay, everybody will repeat after me. We are Unity Spiritual Center Saxe. We're a thriving global community of spiritual seekers, transforming lives through love and the expression of our innately divine gifts.
Our mission is to inspire spiritual and personal growth through the teaching and demonstration of unity principles toward the realization of living our best lives. Divine wisdom is at work in every area of our lives right now. Everything is always working out for us. Thank you, sir. So as Lainey sang today so beautifully, thank you very much. Let's see the love in each other and look at each other, really look at each other with love in our eyes and love in our hearts. Thank you very much for being here this morning. Thank you for joining us remotely. You are a part of this family, just as anyone is who's sitting in front of me. Have a glorious week. And remember, next level, stop thinking, stop thinking, stop thinking. Just do, just go. Have a glorious day. Namaste.